Alright guys, day 2 of my trading journey. This is my session from yesterday. If you saw my video yesterday, this is my little area of interest. This is my trade I took. And it looks like the market didn't really do anything. There's big news coming out today at 10 o'clock. But yeah, over here it switched to bearish and now it's up here and now it's looking like I should be looking for sells. It's just I'm a little weary because news is unpredictable. So yeah, this is just my little pre-market analysis. It's 6:54 in the morning right now. So now this video might be a little chopped up into some different sections because I don't want to have a 4-hour long video. So that was my yesterday session. Today's session. So this was my bullish leg right here that I was trading in from here to here because this was the new high that got broken. So this is the bottom that created it. That's the bottom half of that after it took the liquidity. That's where I went long. Bam. Cool. So we broke this. Looks bearish. Came back here to retest this. It did not close over this. So I just got liquidity, came back down. And you would think this is where I used to get confused. But now it makes sense. Okay, so now the next leg to work in is this bearish leg down right now. And we are at the top over half of this leg. You'd think that this would be a pullback and that's a leg creating bullish structure, but it's not. We're still in the internal structure of this big bearish leg right here. So this is just internal liquidity, which they swept that and it's not looking too strong. My area of interest would be somewhere over here that I would like them to prove it. Not true zone. This is an old thing I had. Prove it. Save that as default. So this is where I would like to sell from. So if I can get up in this area and show me some good action, I'll get in for a short. But only before the news comes out because I do not want to be trading during the news. But yeah, looks like bears will be targeting this area down here to push the market lower. But yeah, they're holding up pretty strong up here. And let's see. I want to take you to the daily chart. So I showed you the 4-hour chart yesterday. God, this is a mess. Let's start with the 4-hour chart. It's just been a little bit of a choppy mess. Yeah, bears are trying to take control over this area right here, which looks like they're starting to. If they do, then that was the right area. If not, and bears fail to bring the market lower at this level, they can shoot it up almost another 1,000 points up to this is daily chart, up to 20,300 area. So that's quite the run up if bears fail. Yeah, they're gonna shoot it all the way up to here, and then bears are gonna try to take it lower at that point, which is totally possible. When the market wants to move, it just keeps going and going and going and going, and everyone tries to pick the bottom or pick the top, and they just end up becoming liquidity, and you get just massive sells or huge squeezes up. So one thing I learned is market never has to turn around. Like, oh, it's got to turn around here. It's got to turn around here. Someone's got to take profit. It's overbought. It's oversold. It's never overbought or oversold. The market can just be just insane. It could just go and go and go. Be illogical as possible. So, just got to stick to the plan. Alright, so this also looks like this would be a place to short, from what I learned, is inducements. If you don't know what an inducement is, you can look that up on YouTube to get more familiar with it. But pretty much an inducement is, this is a true area to sell, and this is a little area, pocket of liquidity. When it comes back up and everyone wants to short right here, the market will usually just go through their liquidity, sell from the actual place, and then go down. So, you know that feeling when you know you're right, but you got stopped out anyways, and the market goes in your direction? It's usually because of situations like this. So, but yeah, still have a half an hour until market opens. So this is my little pre-market rant. No, I'll come back soon. The market has been open for about 15 minutes. News is in about 15 minutes. And just wanted to point this out. It looks like I might come up here and fill this inducement. Come up here, waiting for my setup. Might actually happen. The unfortunate thing is it might happen right when news comes out, and so I won't be able to take that trade, which is very frustrating. But we'll see. Also, I wanted to point out. Do you remember yesterday's video, 1,000 tick chart? Back here where I took my trade, when I told you about ranges and how they love to rotate and make measured moves up and down. Well, that's fractal, which means it can happen on any time frame. This is a 1,000 tick chart, but also 15-minute. There's a range. Look at this. Bam, 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 bam. So it didn't complete its rotation down this way. It's going to come up here and either pick support and shoot up with news, or fill this inducement and give me my setup, and we can go short. We'll see. News is in about 13 minutes now, so just to sit patiently and wait. Once it gets past this, I'm going to drop down to the 1,000 tick chart and see if I get my entry model. So remember what I was saying before, everyone wants to short here, short early. They're putting their stops right here. It's going to come grab their stops and go down, which a lot of people are going to be frustrated. I used to be one of those people. Even when it's up here, you still have a 50-50 chance of it actually working out in your favor, so at least try to see how much liquidity you can grab, because it can come up all the way up to here, get the last bit of liquidity, even go boop, and go down. Still stop you out and be wrong, or still stop you out and be right. So, we'll see. Looks like it's going to do it, though. It's going to at least stop these guys out. I'd be very surprised if it turned around right here. It just did it. Grab that liquidity right there. So now I got to drop down to the 1,000 tick chart and see what kind of action's happening over here. So what I'm waiting to see is it showing some bearish action, taking out its support, and that's what I'm going to get in on a pullback. Let's target these lows down here. Got 9 minutes until news. Just to clarify, this is a leg, and that didn't break, so that's a leg. Then that's a leg, and That's a leg. So it breaks this leg, which it just did. I can sell right here. I'm going to stop above here. I'm only going to do 2. Usually it comes back up to where the last buy to sell was. It was just right here. So let's see if this will get me in. And technically, the safest place to put your stop is way up here, which is by like $400 for me, but I'm trying to keep low risk. I'll keep it above, right here, meet in the middle, put it above that swing high. Let's see if the Bears can do this. No matter what, around 7:59, whether I'm in the profit or not, I'm getting out. I got 4 minutes left in this trade. Looking good so far. We'll see. Mm. 2 minutes. We also have a lower low, maybe a trap above right here. to do that too. Whenever you see a lower low, a big red candle above the previous swing like this, it's technically a bull trap. So they might have just did a little bull trap right here. Let's see. If it keeps going up, it's gonna squeeze all the bears out of this area and go try to retest that high. We'll see. Got about a minute and a half. Yeah, the bears are trying. If it gets above here, this trade is pretty much invalidated, so I'm going to minimize my risk right here. I really don't want to do too big of a risk on a trade like this. With Apex rules too, because I'm not trading with my own money, it has to at least be 5 to 1, whatever ratio. I'm just going to get out here. Come on. Oh, you're ridiculous. Okay, there we go. I'm out. It's too risky with the news, even though it does look like it wants to go down there. That's trading. 50 bucks. How long was I in that trade for? 6 minutes, 29 seconds. So it's better than an hourly wage, isn't it? Got to keep reminding myself that the greed will destroy you. Oh yeah, look at that. Can't trust the news. News always seems to happen in the most perfect times. You always have the most perfect setups, and then news comes and just, but whatever. Alright, well, now I can just chill and wait for the next setup. I don't think there's any more big news for the rest of the day. So, cool. Another setup comes, I'll start filming again. Alright, here's my little recap. I am done trading today. I activated one of my other PA accounts from Apex, and this one I decided just to do a different strategy a little bit, just a bunch of scalping with minis. And so my first strategy earlier this morning was with this account, made 54 bucks. I kind of trying to stick with that strategy and just be super disciplined and stick to the plan on that one. This one, I want to go a little heavier on, get some payouts, have a little more fun with it. Trading is not supposed to be fun, but I like the rush. So, let's explain all these trades. I got 68% win ratio, which is pretty darn good. And I'm going to explain these trades real quick. Let's see here. They all happened over here. So all day long, it's just been chopping around in my little zone that I wanted to short from. And it's just been sticking up there. Very, very stubborn bulls. So I noticed that. Let's see here. Came back up. This is where I shorted initially with my first account. Second account, I could have shorted from up here because it created a lower low, but I was out taking my dogs out, so I missed that trade. And then it came down here. This is kind of when I got back. I saw this, and it had a really weak higher high, and it created some liquidity down here with the sellers still going. So I thought, with still having this bias in mind, it would at least come down and retest these lows. So I went in pretty heavy. I just did 5 mini contracts right here to have this sell down and take out this liquidity. As you can see, I got in super quick, got in and out super quick, but that was a good start to this account. After that, shot right back up, and now since there's like no more liquidity down here really, all the liquidity's right here, double top right there, liquidity right there. All right, it's gonna at least try to go grab those. These are all just really quick scalps. Some of them are only like a minute long. And so took that trade, took a second trade, lost, but then it just floated down here. And so this was kind of more of a gamble, but it was just floating there. So I got back in, bam, 740 bucks, 560 bucks. So I'm up pretty good on the day. And then right here is when it got kind of a little weird and choppy. I don't know why. I was looking over here and I see double top, triple top, quadruple top. There is a ton of liquidity up here, and obviously later in the day, bulls came and annihilated that. But right here, I still saw that as a long opportunity. And so in this little chop zone down here, this is the bottom of this little leg, and it's chopping. So I went long, just small little things, and then big red kennel, wanted to go short, figured it'd take out this liquidity and fill this imbalance. So I took these shorts, 610, 220, took a $400 loss on my first short entry, but came up here, swept that liquidity, took that. Came down here, last trade of the day, which I wish I would have held, but you know, that's trading. Anyways, here's my thesis for this last trade of the day. Is on this structure. This is a internal structure, but higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. This is the lowest low before the last higher high, and this is barely a higher high, but this is the last real area of support before bears could really take over, and it could really waterfall if we lost that. But I saw more liquidity building up here. Shot down here. Bears saw this big sell, saw a lower low, and so bears are going to want to load up right here because they're excited for this thing to shoot down. Well, what I saw is we're at this low, it barely swept it and shot right back up, did a high, or higher high, and then my thesis was this is going to fail because bears are shorting in the hole, and it's going to come back here and at least take out this liquidity, but if not, skyrocket higher. I should have held one, which I did. That's trading. Either way, 90 bucks plus 590 bucks in this trade. Just took it at the high of this little leg. Yeah, and I looked at my P&L because I wasn't really looking at my profits and losses. I'm trying not to really focus on those because that's what causes tilt. That's what causes chasing, greed, all sorts of stuff. I'm literally just trying to look at market structure and just trade. And so by the time I did this trade, I saw I was up almost $3,000 on day one on my Apex account. So now I have to make almost 10 grand in order to take a payout out, but that's fine. I am just trying to trade and to talk about it, give insight on my thought process on it, help anyone else out if they have confusion about the market. But overall, it was a really good trading day. I'm definitely not wanting to short up here. This is a really strong bullish move, and we just created a higher high for we broke past yesterday's higher high and closed on the hourly chart over yesterday's high. So bulls are still wanting to take this thing higher. So now, go back to the 15-minute chart. It broke past this, so this is all invalidated with strong green candles. But I do see another inducement. See this double bottom down here? And see this imbalance right here? This is the lowest low before it made its higher high, not this. See, low, low. This is the highest high right here. Lower low, up. This is the lowest low, higher high. So if the market does come down, I will not be buying from this imbalance right here. I will wait for it to go and break through this, take the liquidity out of this double bottom, and look for my setup at this low. So that's my game plan for tomorrow, unless anything else changes. I know there's a lot of news for throughout the rest of this week, so it's a little sketchy. Plus, buying up here, we're just buying super high, and in the bigger time frame, the grand scheme of things, if this thing wanted to tank or sell, it could take out that liquidity, that liquidity, that liquidity, and tank all the way down here. This is the next lower low, higher low, to possibly buy from. But we have a gap to fill down here, so I don't know how well this is going to hold. I mean, that's the thing, is it can come all the way down here. That doesn't hold. Come all the way down here. That doesn't hold. There's a big imbalance down here. Down here is probably the most juicy part to buy on the chart if you want to keep going long. Well, I bet you there's a lot of buyers down in this area. The only problem with that is momentum. The more the market travels in one direction, the more momentum it gets, the more people want to jump in and follow it and follow it and follow it. So the lower it goes, there's going to be more trouble down here unless you see one pop up buy a pullback, and work its way back up to make another high. So we'll see. But with how this market's going right now, the momentum is definitely on the bull side. They're aiming to take out this high right here and that high right there. So we'll just got to keep an eye on it. That's my thesis. I'm sticking to it. So I'm going to do another video tomorrow. Until then, peace, love, and all the other stuff. You guys have a good trading day, all right?